Oh, believe me, after the week I've had, see you after the opening. Hi, I'm Pony Orton. Welcome to Pony's Transmission. I'm old, I'm trans, get off my lawn. And, well, we'll get into it in a bit. Right now, HRT Week 8. And as far as my HRT goes, there's really nothing new to report. Other than the mood swings have begun. 1 minute I'm normal and suddenly I'm crying. Or laughing. I'm more often crying. But the crying is easy. It's not gut-wrenching like, before I started HRT. Also, the breast buds are definitely there and slowly growing. So, that's about it. And now, Pony Show and Tell. Okay, you can leave now. You can leave now. Okay, as usual. This time, let's make it interesting. That was definitely not set on stun. Which brings me to Show and Tell. Continuing the Star Trek theme, this is a phaser. This is a model of an original series phaser prop, Phaser 1 and 2. This is Phaser 1. And together, it becomes Phaser 2. This is a next generation tricorder. It's pretty cool. And here is the pride and joy, the original series tricorder. These are provided to me by Diamond Select Toys. Scanning. It's a pretty cool little prop toy. Thank you, Diamond Select. And finally, this little gem. These are the Energizer levers from the transporter console from Star Trek New Voyages. They really work. Well, they really move. And these are what we used on the show to beam people on and off. I was the one who did the transporter effect, as you saw last week. And these are the actual levers. James Cawley gave me these when he was refurbishing and rebuilding the set. So that's it for now for Show and Tell. So, when life interrupts the mission, transition doesn't happen in a vacuum. Cancer, aging, work, relationships, ordinary responsibilities, all of them continue happening while you're trying to build the life you want. And transition doesn't exist in isolation from the rest of your life, too. In my life this week, a major event was supposed to take place. Another cancer surgery, as well as some other work that they had to do up in there that I won't go into, but they need to go up inside there. Anyways, so, well, I got to the hospital the morning of the surgery after a lot of prep and trouble. It's a strange psychological experience of getting yourself all the way to the starting line. I prepared, I fasted, starting at midnight the night before. I thoroughly showered. I took no meds after midnight, not even any weed, nothing. The next morning, I go to the hospital. But I couldn't drive myself because after surgery, they won't let you drive for like 24 hours. So my friend Sarah had to give me a ride. It's a 100-mile round trip, and she had to take off of work. Well, I mentally crossed the threshold. It wasn't easy. The night before, I literally got no sleep. I prepared myself for the joy of that is the Foley catheter for a week. I prepared not to be able to drink wine at the brewery because of the antibiotics I'd be taking. Can't drink. And then suddenly, nope, not today. I get there, I'm in the waiting room, and they didn't tell me, call me, or even text me that I was rescheduled. And I'm beyond pissed. Being trans is one part of my life. It isn't my entire life, and sometimes life throws shit at you that has absolutely nothing to do with being trans. I'm sorry that this episode isn't inspirational. I'm pissed off about being sent home after reporting for the surgery, and being pissed off is a perfectly legitimate attitude. I mean, the absurdity alone. I actually showed up at the hospital for the operation, and they didn't even tell me that it was rescheduled and that it wasn't happening. I was there, and it was incompetence and indifference. So what did I do when I came home? Well, Sarah was so kind. She gave me a nice bottle of Chardonnay. She told me to go inside and drown my mood. Well, I stupidly drank the whole bottle in about a 3-hour period, on top of having had McDonald's for lunch earlier. Well, later that night, sure enough, I was driving the porcelain bus, Ralph O'Rourke, and I still didn't sleep last night. Maybe it was still pissed off. So as of this recording, other than a couple of cat naps, I believe I've been awake for about 63 hours. So beyond that, I'd say my best experience this week was by deepening my friendship with Sarah. And that's, vitally important to us as we transition. A support network of friends is virtually mandatory if you're going to have a healthy and safe transition. Please find friends that you can lean on and be willing to help them as well when you can. Well, that's about it for this week. Thanks so much for joining me tonight and for letting me indulge my pissed offness. Please like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Oh, excuse me. Looks like the hospital. It was great seeing you again. Look forward to seeing you next week. Well, what? You've rescheduled my surgery for 5 minutes from now? I'm 50 miles away. All right, I'll get there as soon as possible. Well, these are those Energizers I told you about from the old transporter console at Star Trek New Voyages. James Cawley gave them to me when he was refurbishing the console and rebuilding it. Let's hope they still work. Kern Medical Center, here I come. Energizing. The DMV? Oh, shit. Well, at least I got my tags.